Hello, it's Sunday night late, and this is time for my mental health vlog. Um, so we've been house hunting. We believe we will be able to buy versus needing to rent again. So we've been looking at some houses, and our budget is not great. So the houses that we looked at are either really, really pretty, but in really shitty, scary, horrible parts of town, or neighborhoods that are just not safe, or they're way too far away. Excuse me. I would love to be closer to my son, and we did find a place that we looked at today. I think we're going to put an offer in on it. But that is closer to my son, and yet still has access to the tollways and freeways that we would need to for my boyfriend to get to work, or for me to get to my meetings, or to get to town if I need to get to town for anything. So I'm still having a hard time leaving this place. With the idea of leaving this place, it's a block I'm having a hard time getting past, and I'm the one that put the block there, so I don't know why I'm having a hard time with it. But I love this place, but the reality is, one, we can't afford it, and two, it's not big enough. So finding places that are big enough in our price range is what's been a challenge. But I think we found one, so that's exciting. Stay tuned. I have my son this weekend. He's actually with Grandma and Grandpa tonight. I love them. They have just so stepped into this grandparent role, and they're eating it up, and my son loves spending time with them, so I couldn't be happier. But we had dinner plans tonight with some friends. It was our group that we went on the cruise with, plus one other couple that hosted us tonight for the dinner party, and it was nice. My friends are so good for me. They are the most eclectic group, but just so good for me. I get so much out of being around them, and even this week I've been kind of antisocial and distance, but just being around them is just always recharging for me. And I can be silly, I can be funny, I can be myself, but I can also just be quiet and serene and just sit and listen, and it's just always awesome. And I always learn something new, and I always take something new away, or bring something new that someone else didn't know. It's always just, it's great. I've got a great group of friends. I'm very, very blessed. My sister and I have that in common. We have surrounded ourselves with the right quality of people to enhance our lives in the best way possible. So I think my mom taught us that, because it's happening. It's happened. But I do have my my son with me, and I noticed on Thursday that his dad posted a picture of him holding up a poster. We do a first day of school and a last day of school. He's got all his stuff on his poster, what he wants to be when he grows up, whatever, at the beginning of the year, and then the end of the year is what was his favorite subject, what does he want to do this summer, whatever. At the bottom of it, I happened to notice that he wrote his name. His last name is hyphenated. My ex and I are changing our names, where I will maintain my original name. My ex will maintain his original name, but our son, will have both of our names as his last name. His name is not changing. But I noticed that when he wrote it, he left off my half of his last name. So when I picked him up on the way home, and I got home, I'm like, I need to ask him about this. So I said, do you regularly drop off that part of your name when you write it out? Yeah. He's like, I don't know, my friends call me this little nickname, and I spend more time at Daddy's than I do with you, so it just, it's not a big deal, no hard feelings. And I was like, yeah, hard feelings. So he went into his room, and when he did, I totally broke down. And I just decided I'm just going to my room. I need to go to my room. I need to be away. I need to feel my feelings and whatever. So I went to the room and I just sobbed for a few minutes. And then I'm like, no, this is not okay. And this is a moment where I need to let my son know how his actions can make other people feel. So I went into his room, I dried up, went into his room, and I asked him to get off his gaming system for just a minute because he was on the laptop with his friends. And I told him, I said, your dad and I adopted you. You are our son. You are as much my son as you are daddy's son. That will never change. I will always be your papa. You dropping my name from your last name tells me that you don't want to be part of my family. That makes me feel like, and I asked him, I'm like, do you want to legally change your name to match daddy's? And he said no. And I said, okay. It is important to me that you maintain that part of your last name. I said, because that is something that ties you to me and ties me to you. And don't get me wrong, if my mom and my sister didn't have this last name, I would have no problem changing it because it just ties me to my father's side of the family and I don't give a shit about his side of the family. Not true. I don't give a shit about him or his father or any of the other males in that side of the family. My grandmother and my aunt I love. My grandmother's passed away. My aunt I love. But because I do have that name and I'm going to keep that name, I told him, and I started to cry again. I said, it makes me feel like you're ashamed of me. It makes me feel like you don't want to be part of it. I'm like, why are you dropping it? And he said, well, his initials are JW, as were mine. He's like, well, my friends just call me J-Dub, not J-Dub-L. And I'm like, dude, they can call you whatever they want. My friends called me J-Dub when I was using that last name. It doesn't mean you don't use your whole name. So anyway, it was a very heartfelt conversation and I needed to let him know. And I was proud of myself that I decided to not just let it go, but to address it and let him know how important that was to me. Because he's my family. He's my entire world. He's the most important thing in the universe to me. So the possibility that he didn't want to be part of my family just destroyed me. So nip that in the bud as best I could. So I've had really low energy this week too. I'm not sure what's up with that. Tomorrow is a holiday. I have a dentist appointment at 9 in the morning on a holiday. Why did I do that? And then I have my dentist appointment, and then we're going over to Grandma and Grandpa's house to have Memorial Day lunch and play in the pool and pick up my son. So I always enjoy seeing them, and I love the fact that they're just so, God, they were born to be grandparents. They really were. I love it. And I love that my son loves it. Tickled pink. So like they text us this evening, he's supposed to get a shower every night, right? I'm like, yes. Do we have to have him get a shower? And I said, well, if he was with us, he would be getting a shower tonight. However, he is not with us. He's with you. You do your grandparent thing. So they let him convince them that a shower in the morning is okay. He is not getting a shower in the morning. But I don't care. He's having fun with Grandma and Grandpa, and that's everything to me. I do really enjoy the fact that the house that I think we're going to put an offer on is closer to him, and it's closer to his school. It's actually kind of it's kind of like the halfway point from where I am now to where my son is. It's like half the distance. It's like the halfway point. So I'm actually, if that works out, that'll be really nice. That needs some work though. I'm rambling. I even debated doing the vlog today just because I wasn't really feeling it, but it's important that I do these. And it's important that I go back and look at them. So when I go back and look, I will be reminded that this was the week that my son tried to drop my name. And we found what could be our new home. It was nice that my son was with us today when we went to look at the house that I think we're putting the offer on, because he got to see like where his room's gonna be. And I told him, I'm like, this is gonna be your room. From paint to whatever, this is your room. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right, that's it. I need to go to bed, honestly, but so that's it. Business has been good. Both of my shops have been very busy, which has been nice. The Burley Bottoms design has had a lot of sales this week, which has been really nice. And then of course my day job is still my day job. And I'll actually be able to go to a meeting on Wednesday with my group, and I haven't been to a group meeting in over a month. So I'm very excited about that. Check on your friends, make sure they're doing okay. Check on your loved ones, make sure they're doing okay. My sister and my brother-in-law are recovering nicely. My sister got one of her braces off, one of her legs, and actually was able to bend it. I believe ahead of schedule. Still can't put weight on it, but progress. And check on yourself. Make sure you're doing okay. I acknowledge that I've had low energy this week. Tonight was supposed to be intimate night with my boyfriend, and we were both just like, we're not there. So, and that's okay. Take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you are no good to anybody else. I will talk to you guys next week.